So I'm talking with one of the best known faces in the itSM world. We're at the SIT show and I'm with Matt Hooper. Hi Matt.
Hopefully it's not the best known because I'm most wanted.
Your face is on many posters, I believe. Great to see you here.
Thank you.
Just thought we'd have a little chat about what's happening in the industry. You're itSM evangelist. What does that mean?
So Ivanti as a company wanted someone to go out and do more thought leadership, have more recognition in the itSM space. Yeah. So the role, we have other evangelists. We have an ITM evangelist, a security evangelist, and what their role is to go out and help educate organizations on the value of itSM. itSM's changed significantly in the past 5 years, right? It's no longer the process part of the organization. It's really going to be the value-driven part of the organization. DevOps and things like that, more agile processes are changing what people are looking for. So it's evangelizing on that kind of stuff. Like, what is this?
Do you find that message, if you're trying to get the message across of the value of itSM, with all these other things coming in, DevOps, and is that? I mean, it's not as easy as it was, but I mean, how are you getting that message across? Because you could argue that itSM is even more important than ever these days.
Yeah. So a funny question I get asked is, where does itSM sit within the organization? And in this world where IT is the business, and IT is a spread out function across the business, kind of itSM sits across the business. It's a function across the business. So there's no more service management office, right? That doesn't exist really anymore. It's the way a business will choose to operate in a digital economy. Because digital transformation has changed the way businesses have viewed the value and risk of IT, right?
So what's your definition of, I mean, we're doing a panel at this show, but what's your elevator pitch definition of digital transformation? What does it actually mean? What does it actually involve?
Yeah, if you ask 10 different people, you get 10 different answers. For me, digital transformation is about taking an organization's physical limitations where it can't scale and grow, and finding ways to leverage technology to make it infinitely scalable, right? So it's using the classic examples like Uber, where they're the largest fleet service in the world, but yet they don't own single cars, right? They didn't confine themselves to the physical limitations of owning vehicles and doing, vehicle maintenance and all this stuff. They've learned to use a digital operation to orchestrate that, right? So it's a great example of a digital business model. And I think other organizations that are classically brick and mortar or more physical are looking for ways to capitalize on that scalability. So if you can take something that's physical and make it digital, it's infinite scale, infinite performance, right? But also bigger risk too. So,
do you think that those organizations, the bricks and mortar, because Uber and other newer players, Airbnb and all these kind of guys, have gone from zero to hero very quickly, without having the legacy of governance, structure, process, control? Do you think that will catch up with them?
No, I actually think it's the opposite. I think those business models went into this with more of a governance and structure, and they took it from a digital perspective. So they took an IT governance model from the outset. If you look at Uber, what they did on rating their people and doing feedback and surveys, I mean, these are basic quality principles, right? They're quality security principles, they're quality governance principles. They embedded that into their technology. So if I have a bad experience with my driver, I can immediately rate them. If they have a bad experience with me as a passenger, they can rate me and kick me out of the network. So it's from the get-go, Uber and Airbnb have utilized this. Netflix utilizes a DR high availability strategy from its outset. So they use code like Chaos Monkey to test the failure of their infrastructure consistently, constantly, so they know where there's weakness, right? So they're taking an opposite mindset. They're saying, let's not wait till IT catches up, let's lead with IT, high availability, high performance, high quality.
So, I mean, that's really interesting as well from the point of view of the existing organizations that are having to face the challenge of how they move to that model, because they have all the legacy and they have the control, but they also have the problems of legacy. What would you say was the one sort of key element that organizations need to transform, from the old to the new.
Yeah, and the legacy is what the linchpin in an organization's ability to transform is. When they view technology, if they have legacy technology, then they've got to change their mindset. They're waiting for IT to catch up, or they're waiting to replace IT, but what they're not saying is, wait a second, this isn't an IT problem, this is a business problem. Technical debt is a risk to their business from a cost, security, credibility standpoint, customer experience. So if they just keep thinking about how do I fix IT, they've already got the wrong mindset.
Yeah, it's not just fixing IT, it's fixing the people in the organization.
Yeah, IT has to be a focal point for their growth and performance. It cannot be a necessary evil. And unfortunately, when you look at some of the processes that ITSM traditionally handled, incident, request, problem, change, these are very reactive processes to not thinking about how we're orchestrating our business, right? So those fundamental processes have to change. We have to bring new ideas of letting systems management provide service management, letting data-driven decision-making provide service management, letting AI provide service management. That's what's going to help elevate ITSM to the level that it should be at.
And should we still call it ITSM, or should we look for other names or titles or ways of describing it?
I'm okay, we have this debate a lot sometimes within the industry, but I'm okay calling it ITSM because it's still an IT function, right? Just as HR has its own function. And areas of discipline provide domain expertise. I don't know a lot about applicant tracking systems or what it takes to do a qualification process on a new employee, but I do what it takes to do an onboarding of a new system and a qualification process for new hardware, new vendor, new cloud platform, right? So those are domain disciplines. So it's okay to have the domains of IT, HR, marketing, facilities, but service management has to be orchestrated and interconnected because we're all driving service management digitally, no matter what function we're playing within the organization.
That's an interesting perspective, actually, and I think it's a good one because we've come to know what IT service management is, and we shouldn't forget that. Okay, and what's next for you, Matt? Are you? I know you've been on the road for a while.
Yes.
Traveling, living out of a suitcase.
Yeah, I've been in Europe for 2.5 weeks so far.
More evangelism.
Yes. itSMF Australia is coming up, so I'll be there. I was just accepted as a speaker for there. I've got SDI Mexico coming up, so that will be exciting. Hanging with Mauricio. Great, that'd be great to see you there.
Maybe there.
That'd be wonderful.
And just quickly, how is the Ivantis, the new organisation, come together? Landesk and Heat. How's that? I mean, I know the challenges of trying to push organisations together. What's been, without giving your commercial secrets away, what's been the most unsurprising thing that you've found?
When you have two major platforms in the ITSM market, you have a lot of livelihood behind that. You have engineers, marketers, product managers on both sides of the house. There's a lot of uncertainty when that all starts to happen.
Yeah.
What I have been pleasantly surprised with is the executives' commitment to just letting those both just stay out right now. Well, what we're excited about from the legacy Landesk side was the cloud platform that Heat had. And they've noticed some talent on our side as well too. So they're trying to figure that out, rationalize that. But they're also just saying, listen, we don't need to make a quick decision here. We're just no end of lives are in product.
Let it go, yeah.
Yeah, just let them kind of go, let them play out a little bit, and just get the teams working collaboratively together, get the knowledge share working together. Because it's not about what the products could do, it's about what the talent could do together. Right?
Yeah.
And and as I said earlier, ITSM is in that change right now. We're at that inflection point where it can't be about service catalog. It's got to be so much more than that. And every ITSM vendor is pressured to bring something newer and more exciting to the market, more scalable, more enterprise.
Yeah.
So we have a great opportunity to kind of redefine ourselves with it, and hence the whole new rebrand and all that kind of stuff. So it's been really busy, but very exciting. It's exciting to see. I mean, we had one booth here as Landesk, one booth here as Heat. Now there's 2 Ivanti booths. We just acquired Concord. So there was another booth, so we've got 6.
Next year you have all the booths.
Oh yeah, we got to, yeah.
We'll be doing this on one of your many booths next year.
Yeah. So that's exciting. It's good to see growth. It's good to see success. So it's been a lot of work, but fun. Yeah.
Great. Well, thanks for the chat. Great to see you.
Always good to see you.
See you again soon.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.